So hello and welcome back. We're doing another vlog. Today's is all about pole work. So I've got Jancis behind me just tacking up her horse and she's going to do the demonstrations. What, tacking up your horse? No, hang on, there we go. He's keen and ready to go. So he's, oh look, he's very nosy. You are very nosy, aren't you? Right, Nova? Hey?
Nova hasn't featured in a vlog for a very long time.
No, he's back in action. Hi, Nova. Hello. Oh, you love your kisses. You especially come over for them.
Polo kisses.
Right? Yeah, we haven't got. Oh, I've got slightly polo breath. But anyway, so thought we would do a vlog all about pole work. But unlike the normal pole work, I'm not into the... We are lazy, very lazy. It's winter. We often have... I don't even have an arena. I've only got a tiny little turnout. Jancis has got use of a 20x40. And we don't like current... And it's a lot of effort if you're on a livery yard, for instance, where you have to put poles away. So today's efforts will all be about 2 poles. You can see... So yes, today's efforts will all be about 2 poles. So we're going to set up some exercises and just demo what you can do with 2 poles. It's actually, I think we've got about 5 different exercises you can do with 2 poles. So brilliant in the winter if you have like literally a lack of imagination and just want some exercises, very simple stuff and a change from the normal routine in the flat work. So we've also got a load more exercises we can do with 3 poles and 4 poles, but we'll see how we get on today. It's all about really simple kit that you can get in and out of an arena within 10 minutes if you're one of these people that has to drag their kit in and out the arena in an evening and then put it away. So yeah, today everything is about, well, so in the future the videos will be about 2, 3 and 4 poles. And then I've got some really simple jumping exercises that I'll hopefully film in the next couple of days, which will all be about 2, 3 and 4 jumps. So they're slightly different to the pole work, but still equally valid. So hopefully you'll really enjoy this. We can't say we're going to demo it in the best way, but it will certainly give you some ideas about the exercise.
So Nova's been off work for quite a long time. He's just coming back into fitness now, because at the beginning of June he went just out in the field and he just came in lame one day, very lame behind. And we had various things investigated and done. He had some steroids put in because he was tight across his back and sort of his muscles had all locked up as if he was very sore. And about the same time this lump appeared, but we thought, well, maybe it's a fly bite or, you know, something innocuous, but it never went, never got any bigger, but also never went. So we ended up sedating him and having a proper feel. Hey, don't go. Proper feel of it, and it didn't feel great. It was sort of felt a bit attached, and lumps that feel a bit attached are generally not good lumps. So he got referred into the hospital and went up there, had 2 surgeons look at him pretty thoroughly, and turns out that what he's done is they think he might have done the splits out of his right hind on whatever happened in the field that day, because he's managed to split his abdominal wall muscle and he's popped a little bit of fat through it. Poor little guy. So he's basically got a little fat hernia right in his groin. But the good news is that shouldn't actually cause him any problems. They can do a little operation to put a stitch in and stitch it back up, but they said in all likelihood now the scar tissue and stuff is pretty much holding everything else in, and it's not in a dodgy area where you're going to get guts and stuff come through. So back to work, isn't it? And good news is he's nice and sound and he's going well, so we'll try and go eventing next year.
Oh, it's very successful eventing.
Do you go, Pep?
How many events did Nova do?
1.
1 event.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't do full membership for BE.
Yeah, he had 2 events cancelled because of the weather, and then did 1. Did it very well, got all excited about cracking on and moving up, and then, yeah, horses, isn't it?
Just in the summer. Anyway, Back for the winter, aren't you, Nova?
Yeah.
As standard
Yeah,
operating.
he seems always good in the winter, aren't you?
Yeah, but I used to have this with Ellie. Every year she'd do something stupid and she'd spend the summer off and then she'd come back into work in the winter.
What do we say? We say next year is
Will
going to
be
be
our
our
year.
year. Next year. Okay.
So the first exercise I've set up is 2 poles. That's the name of the game. They're currently on 4 strides, but it doesn't matter really what distance. We've only got 20 by 40, so you don't want to make it too tight. And we have got loads of exercises we can do with just 2 poles set on distance apart. So Jancis is just warming up now. So the first one being demoed is just literally walking over the pole. So you can do circles, or as Jancis is doing in walk, figures of 8. So it's really helpful if you have poles with hoops of colour, because then you can actually vary it as well and try and practice your straightness and your circles. That's not a really great circle, was it? You need to look back to your pole and then you'll have a better circle. That's better. And then you need to keep looking at the pole, because then you'll then you'll have like equidistance and you'll keep your... That's it. So at the moment Jack's just going over the middle one in a figure of 8, but you can then do circles. You don't have to just do a figure of 8, you can do circles. You can change the colours you go over, practice your straightness. And then you can do that in walk, trot and canter. So, and keep moving around different poles. So you can do it on one pole, then go down the straight part, and then do it on the other pole. Or go across the diagonal, change the rein and go onto the other pole. So even with just 2 silly poles like this on the floor, quite a few options just in this. So now Jancis is just showing, rather than the figure of 8 we showed before, she's just going to show a single circle in one direction and then changing the colours of the hoop of the jump. So again, you can leg yield in and out to do that. And it just so then it just varies the shape of your circle and makes you ride quite accurately. Again, you can do that in walk, trot and canter. So this exercise, Jancis is going to go from one side of the poles. So she's going to be on the blue on the far side. There we go, nice and straight, and then it's going to leg yield across to the other side. Again, making sure she's straight. And again, what you can do is if you want to stay on the same rein, you can do it in trot, canter, walk. It's quite a nice little exercise, and it tells you how well your leg yielding is going. And so you just have to make it to the other end of the pole, so it's not a really big ask, because I think sometimes you overdo it with your leg yielding and lose the straightness of the body. Right. So this exercise, we're just going to go straight down the middle, but in between the 2 poles, we're going to do a transition. So the first transition will be walk, so it'll be about 1, 2, 3. So about 4 strides. And again, what it does is it helps your centre lines, and then helps, because you've got to again go straight over the pole, it means you are then testing your straightness. So Nova's not in a huge amount of work at the moment, hence we're sort of saving the canter and doing quite a lot in trot. And you can halt, except it's not square, and then go back into trot. And again, so it gives you a few options, but it just makes you disciplined with your transitions, because you want to try and be in the centre when you do them. And roughly you would have a good 4 strides of a slower transition in between those poles. And again, you can do that with walk, trot or canter. So to make it progressive. Obviously canter you'll have less time, so it's quite a good one to check with the horses on your aids. Trot's a lot easier. And then of course you want to be ideally moving the trot before you go back over the pole again, so check if they're off the leg. So we know Nova's just right in his halts, so we're now going to use the pole off the serpentine to practice him not shifting right and having to stay straight. Even though that was late, we need to prepare that earlier. So, yeah, you can put serpentines in and then hold by the pole, because again it gives you an accuracy marker. And just do it. I think one of the problems is we often practice our halts by the fence, and so it's actually very useful not to do that, because they learn to support themselves against the fence. Whereas just having a pole gives you the physical barrier, but without supporting them. So now we are doing straight down the middle and counting strides. Really helpful. Yeah, oh, it's being a bit cheeky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can change the rein. Do you think you can get 4? So that's quite a nice one as well. But I don't think the name's quite fit enough yet. So that was 6. That was 6, wasn't it?
We lose the straightness.
Yeah. But that's why it's ideal to do it over the hoops, because you need to keep the straightness. but I thought we'd just demo the differences. Few options. There we go. Right, there we go.
So Nova, as you can probably tell, suffering in his flat work a bit from having a few months off. He does try quite hard, but that makes him a little bit tense when he's sort of trying and anticipating. And he finds canter very difficult because of the mechanics of his canter. He's much happier in a bigger open space where he can really bring the hind leg under. So you kind of saw that weakness there, but then consistency and doing the poles, you know, not every session but every other session, and then just get back into the swing of it, and loads of different exercises there that can support lots of things in your schooling. Use the poles as a tool. I think lots of people just use them as a bit of a gimmick and just ride through things without really thinking about how it's developing the horse and what it's improving. So use them and use them wisely. No, and tailor it to your horse and what their weakness is. So his weakness is bulging into the right shoulder, so I use the pole when it's on my right for the straightness, and then always mindful about having him a bit off to the right. You can see he dives to the right on the centre line each time. So yeah, lots of good exercises. Thank you, Lucy.
Yeah, so well, if people like that, obviously that's only 2 poles. That's just we are very lazy. We you know, winter is hard enough to make yourself ride in at the best of times.
Well, especially if you share an arena and you have to get poles out every time and put poles away every time. That's a hassle. We have got little pole pods and pole raisers that you can do all the same exercises basically, but with them as raised poles.
Yeah.
Just to work the hind legs a bit more. And he is starting to do some raised poles in his work, but he's quite early stages at the moment. But we thought maybe we could get 3 poles out next time.
So if you like this video, then let us know and we can certainly do more. We've got 3 poles, 4 poles and a few of our favourite jump exercises. Again, all designed for 20 by 40. Nothing annoys me more than exercises that are designed for like 50 by 70s.
I think that's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
What most people have got.
And it's just, and again, it's about, you know, you're riding after work, it's cold, it's rainy, you don't want to do, but you want to have a bit of fun and also train your horse.
Yeah, and it helps the time go quicker.
Yeah.
You know, when you're flat schooling, sometimes you just run out of things to do in your head a little bit and you don't ride for very long. Whereas if you've got the poles out and you've got a few exercises in mind, then, you know, 40 minutes, 45 minutes has gone in a flash. So. Yeah, good boy. Oh, boy.
Right, thank you very much everyone and we'll catch you all soon.